Yeah. So I acknowledge that the recording has been started. Okay. So you can go to this platform. Okay, and then log in into that. So the recording will be available for after 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. So once after the session is completed, right? So here, can you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your
Okay.
screen.
So here you can see all kinds of a registration. So where you can only the thing is tomorrow and day after tomorrow I am going to reschedule the session to Monday. I'll ask the team to move to Monday. Okay, and like what we call, so only 2 days as per plan schedule. So I'm going to give it up. Yeah. So day one, okay, so it is completely practical. There will not be more no hands-on. It will be completely hands-on. Okay, and it is like a boot camp. So where I will be providing the sandbox access, and so you can able to work on it. And then so I'll provide you all sorts of testing, and then make use of that. So it will be like at the end of the course. Okay, you will be well versed with AEP, CJA. Okay, CJA limited to the data sets. Okay, how you can able to create the connection and then other things, and you will explore AJO more. Okay, so AEP plus CJA plus AJO. Okay, so you have a complete bundle package in just 2 weeks. Yeah, so that is the plan, and totally there are around 10 sessions. Okay, where I will be taking through, and yeah, so this is what about the plan. Okay, and you will be provided with the library. Okay, so the team will be providing the library where you can able to have a lot of questions, and then you will be provided with the LLM. Okay, the LLM will be taking care of all your interview questions or something likewise, and then it will be inducted all these notes into that, so that you can able to directly chat with that, and then so you can able to make use of that. And so this test series, so I will be uploading by tomorrow. Okay, so and then so you will be getting all kinds of it. I'm a certified instructor, and then I have 13 certifications in Adobe. So I'll be uploading all the test series over here, so you will be getting the access, and then this is complete access will be for your 2 months of time, so completely. And yeah, so the partner sandbox access, so you can able to do any kind of thing, but sandbox will be deleted.
Sorry for interrupting it. So the test series, what do you mean by test series?
So you know that AEP CJA certification, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll be uploading all my questions, and then so whatever I have prepared from
Okay.
last 2 years. Okay,
So this is
so
just to clear the certification, right? I
yes,
mean,
yes, yes.
the
This is
test series.
not for that. Okay, it is of your what we call Adobe certification will cost more. Okay, so here it is a sample that you can able to practice whenever you have time. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, understood.
Uh,
And regarding sandbox, sandbox access will be available for us. How long?
yes, it will be available. I'll share the login details. Yeah.
I mean, how long? Like
It
we
will be like more than 2 months. More
more
than
than
2 months, but sandboxes it will be deleted because I need to accommodate to other trainees also, right? Yeah.
I mean, any particular timeline can you give more than 2 months? You mean 3 months or?
Yeah, it will be there. Access will be there. The sandbox will be deleted. You understood?
Okay, I mean, so I understood, but even the sandbox, right? Sandbox is where we would be practicing it, right? Uh,
Yes, we
so for
need
the
to reset the
sandbox,
sandbox. Yeah, we
uh,
need to reset the sandbox. Okay, such that all your changes will go, but the sandbox will be there. The same sandbox will be provided. Yeah, with limited what we call but they have given me only one sandbox. Okay, so I need to reutilize that for the entire course tenure or something like this. Yeah.
Okay. So one sandbox per user or sandbox?
No, one sandbox for the entire. Yeah.
Okay. And how do we practice it then? Like if there are 4 or 5 people, uh, how does it work?
See, for example, say you are creating your own schema. You will name it as Mahan Srinivasan schema, right? So the
Okay.
naming convention will be so with the limited what we call with the limited amount. Okay, so whatever I have given, so is the best in the industry. Yeah.
Okay. I understood, but the sandbox, I can use the sandbox
Yeah,
for
you can
for
use. You can use. Okay.
up to
So
3 months. I can use.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Then
there will not be any placement assistance or something likewise
no,
in my
that's.
portion.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not expecting
I
that.
want to I want to keep the expectations very clear. Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let us start. Okay.
And one more
So
thing, the platform that you are referring, right? I don't see that. I mean, I created an account in techacademy.infinite360, but I don't see the dashboard options. How do I access the dashboard option that
it
you
will be
have?
provided. It will be provided.
Oh,
This is
oh,
completely new. Okay. It is
okay,
built just somewhere around 3 days ago. Okay. It will be given. Okay. I'll make sure that it will come to you by Monday or Tuesday. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Then,
And this is my first batch. Okay, previously I am been a YouTuber. Okay, so I am giving
mhm.
only on YouTube. Okay, you can see my YouTube video also. Okay, for your reference. My channel, you can go ahead and see. Already I have given lot of master classes to Samsung PwC. Yeah, so you can see my channel. So you have lot of videos on AEP. Okay, AEP. Yeah, you can take a look at this. I'll take only limited number, so that's why not more than in single digits only. Yeah. Okay, let us start the session. Okay, so thanks for enrolling this session, and you can take a look, and then so you can ask me whenever the queries will come into that. Yeah. Okay. So any doubts before we move ahead?
No, Pawan, for now.
Okay. So today it will be of a complete intro, and then I will go it through. So how an organization will adapt to AEP or the CDP technologies, and how that can be measured to that. So I will be showing you how I will be doing in terms of the CDP whenever a project has been signed or something likewise, and then how I will be enlarging to that, and then how you can able to create. So creation of the schemas, entire thing will be coming on Monday. Okay, and then this is whole limited to the set of the environment, and I will take one project as I mentioned. So by the end of this course tenure, so you will get the 10 projects, okay, with the workflow. Okay, two from CJA, three from CJA, and one big project called Aramark. Okay, where the workflow will be explained, and then a video how to do that project from end to end. Okay, so it will biased on the use cases, personalization use cases, and then all the kinds of use cases. And then so it will be like three projects that I will be providing in terms of AEP, and in CJA how user can able to have in marketing channel personalization or something like this. These all projects will be provided to you. Okay, by this end of this, and then entire will be available on this on this portal. Yeah.
Okay, and any projects on AJO?
Yes, AJO also have provided, right? So I am going to provide total 10 projects you will receive. AJO also you will be receiving. So that is what on the for
So
use of
you mentioned three for AEP, three for CJA, and then
and
three
rest
for
of all
AJO.
AJO.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
will provide all the files also, right?
The
For
files along
AEP.
with the codes and
Okay.
along with sorry, yeah. I'm sorry, I have not recorded. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So Mahesh, please tell me about yourself. I'm sorry again. And basically the expectation of this course and how you can able to do. I'm sorry, it is not yet recorded previously. I to record. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. So myself, Mahesh, I have about 10 plus years of experience in the marketing technology space. Primarily started with Google Analytics 10 years before. Then moved into Adobe Analytics and Adobe Target. Uh, and so I've been a solution architect for both of these solutions. I've finished Adobe Analytics architect certification some years ago, and Target. I'm okay. I mean, though I haven't completed the Adobe Target architect certificate, but I'm good on that side as well. So I can write few JavaScript code to to place Adobe Target tags on the website for personalization. Uh, so now, so in the recent past, I've been introduced into the AEP ecosystem of applications. So I have a theoretical understanding of this AEP ecosystem, but don't have the hands-on experience. The reason for joining this course is to gain some hands-on experience and then build some live projects in AEP applications or AEP platform as such. Yeah, my expectation is to become a subject matter expertise in AEP and its corresponding applications from this boot camp is what I am expecting.
Sure. Your expectation is heard, and so it will be taken forward. Yes, this course will be designed in terms of the hands-on experience on the bootcamp, and you can able to have a pro in just 2 weeks, and then so regarding the SME, so that you need to practice, and hands-on labs will be provided. So basically, like 10 projects will be provided, and providing with the practical exposure so you can able to gain an experience and you can able to mitigate that by your practical approach, and you can apply for any kind of a role, and basically you can be an independent contributor once after this course is completed. Yeah. So in CJA there is a limited scope, and in AEP and AJO, so you will have a lot of exposure to that, and then so you will be independently doing a project, right? So that is the kind of an approach that I will be taking, and more on. So entirely will be loaded into this portal, and you can able to have access to this and then have a privilege. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
I have a question, Someone.
Yeah.
Do you plan to have any group for updates or communications like uh, uh, any WhatsApp group or any email communication? Let's say
Uh,
tomorrow and day after tomorrow there is no class and you'll be starting on Monday.
yes.
So so
Yes, I will be designing that till that. So please give me some time because
okay.
yeah,
Okay, fine, makes sense. Because
please
see,
don't
the
worry
point
me
is like
about this meeting. Yeah.
uh, things might change, something might come up. So if there is a plan of change, I want to heard that plan of change or
Yes,
communication.
yes, yes.
So
It will be
I leave
given.
it up to you. It should be through email or it should be through WhatsApp or any communication platform that
Okay,
you
no
prefer.
problem. Sure. Hmm. Okay. Now that so we have came into that. Okay. right now, so I will be telling you about the core agenda, okay, of what is CDP and how a project will come into the industry and what are the scope of activities that I have done for one of the project, and I will be dig down deeper into that. Okay, how you can able to make use of and provided with RTCDP. So before coming into the AEP, so we'll be digging down into the CDP, right? So once the CDP is done, so you need to understand the historical basics. Okay, once you are strong in basics, then automatically whatever you are a technical architect or basically, so you can able to have a testing. Yeah. So can you able to see my screen? Yes.
Yeah, I can see a screen.
Okay. So basically, so the agenda right now, I am going to tell you about the CDP basics and then how you can able to have a marketing identification. And so how a project will be executed, a step-by-step refinement, and then how I have evaluated. I'll take 15 minutes for this. Okay. And then so it will be taking into that and then what are the scopes and requirements, because this will benefit you in the future scope. Okay. That when you are doing the project, these are the terms or the action items that you need to do, and then so these are the things, and then so this course is designed such a way that so whatever I have done 15 years I have inducted in terms of the practical exposure. Okay, this is the only slide that I will be showing you for the entire course tenure. Okay, and this slide will be shared over the portal, you can able to have an access. Okay, and no other slides. Okay, other than this, whenever we are going into schemas, I will be showing to how to create the schemas and then best practices. You will be receiving a documentation on that. Okay, yeah, this is the only slide, okay, of the entire session. Yeah,
This is the only slide or only PPT for the
for the
entire
entire
duration,
session. Yes,
entire duration of the course.
yes,
Okay.
and rest of all will be in the word format. Okay,
Okay.
see that as a blocks in the portal. Yeah, so what is the scheme,
Understood.
likewise. Okay, so
Understood.
now that so you have came into that, so what is CDP? Okay, CDP is something like a customer data platform. Okay, that data platform in the sense like, so whenever a customer is coming.
Pawan, sorry for interrupting. Can you make it bigger? The screen size seems to be small in the screen. Make it as like
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Now it's better. Yeah.
okay. So right now, so I'll be explaining about the CDP. So and sorry, I'm sorry, 1 minute. Okay, no problem. Okay. So basically, so what is CDP? Okay, CDP is something like a customer data platform. Okay. So the why an organization should adopt to the CDP? Okay. So why not analytics mechanism? See, analytics mechanism is something like a performance where you will have the event or prop. Okay. I heard you said that you have a Google Analytics experience, right? So I will talk about the Adobe. So there is an analytics. Okay, Adobe Analytics. Okay, so in Adobe Analytics, so whatever the URs and props that you are handling, right? You have the basic knowledge of Adobe Analytics. Hello.
Yes, Pawan. I have the experience in Adobe Analytics.
Okay. So in Adobe Analytics, so okay, whatever the URs and props that you will be managing. So I don't know about Google because it is old technology, so I forgot. Okay, that's why I'm relating to the Adobe Analytics. Adobe Analytics, whenever it is evolved, okay, URs and props, the events, whatever you are doing, right? So it will track the visitor data. Okay, it will have the visits, visitor, and then the hit level data, right? So and then this all hit level data contains a lot of duplicates, means that the event from the website is coming from lot of cross device and something. And whenever we are seeing the data, it will be maintained on this session. Okay. It will be maintained on the session level behave session level. So and then so whatever this thing. So when Adobe Target came. So Adobe Target is for the personalization. So whenever it came into that effect, okay, Adobe has came into that the CDP concept, that is the customer data platform. Okay, wherein so there is a process. So Adobe Target is for the just the personalization. Okay, in the personalization, so how you can able to do the optimization and then the landing pages and then how you can able to drive the customer visits and then behavior. Okay, in CDP it is like a customer unification, it is a data platform. Okay, and then whatever the analytics or Adobe Target or AAM, okay, AAM, Adobe Audience Manager, so these all inducted into the CDP, and then they have came to a concept called CDP where it unifies all the kinds of an customer. And then so how the unification happens, I will explain you in the next slide. Okay, and it will be providing a kind of a heuristic force and then have a kind of a campaigns. Okay, so basically of the customer experiences. And so why Adobe came into this, in the sense there are a lot of streams of the data, there are a lot of sources. Okay, if a person has to sit and then unify it, okay, it takes lot of SQL queries, okay, lot of server, okay, lot of infrastructure, lot of cloud. Okay, so they have came up with this concept called CDP, that is the customer and then so customer data platform, that is RTCDP. Okay, the it is named as AEP, that is Adobe Experience Platform. Okay, Adobe Experience Platform, where it unifies the experience of the visitor along with the data. Okay, along with the experience of the visitor, along with the platform data that they have, along with the cross device analytics data, and then stitch it to the insights, and then stitch it to the identity graph. They will build a identity graph across the one visitor, okay, or one customer or one persona or whatever it might be. So it will be biased on the graph stitching concept. Okay, where you will be having that exploration. So once after I start in the practical 20 minutes from now. Okay, so it is likewise. So they will be taking the profiles, each 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 person, whatever you are saying, right? So either you come from any of the sources, each person, okay, will be called as a profile in AEP. Each person is called as a profile in AEP. Okay, so whatever you are, so you are coming from various land Mars, okay, you are coming from the CRM, you are coming from that, so it will be whole identically stitched together and then it will create a profile for you. Okay, that means that it will be having a unification of all the data streams, all the identities, all the attributes, all the device identities, all the namespaces, and all the profile, all your profile attributes, and how you are engaging into that, how your data upstream and then the downstream entirely it will be collected into that, and then so it will be forming a unified customer view. Okay, by means of the advanced graph stitching, okay, that is evaluated in RTCDP. Okay, and build up a profiles, and next these profiles come into the audience. Okay, next, okay, by means of the behavioral characteristics with an improvised data governance and then the compliances which the industries are currently facing. Okay, previously if you have heard of the analytics, okay, EULA guidelines and then EU guidelines or data GDPR request. Okay, there should be a data officer who will be sitting on this data kind of a request, and there should be a DAO, that is data administrative office. Okay, in order to handle this all kinds of compliance and non-compliances and then the legal stuff. Right now AEP is going to take care as a platform with the inducted data governance and then the privacy and the audits that are being available, such that the organization only focuses on the technical requirements, rest of the things can be managed well in the platform. Okay, and then the activation and then the personalization, where I will be coming back in the later stage. Okay, so that means that it is a one stop, that is it is a gateway for the 360-degree unified customer view that you can able to get it to the kind of a system. Any doubts here? on the unified customer view, how a CDP will be coming, and then how AEP plays a vital role.
No. No, just a question why there is a logo Everforce on this slide.
Okay, I need to remove. So it is my first class. Okay, don't
Okay.
ask me like this thing. Okay,
Okay.
it is also one of the. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, so this is the kind of an information that I will be explaining you, and you can able to take it forward. Okay, now you have understood that, okay? So why Adobe
Mhm.
came to the technical requirements? See this beautiful lady, okay? She is doing some kind of a data journey, okay? And across the touch points, whatever the touch points are, right? So whenever an analytics mechanism comes, it is coming as an anonymous, or whatever the inbound and outbound interactions or the in-person events that are happening on the website. Basically, I have taken on the website in order to evaluate more, okay? So what are the anonymous activity, so how that is getting interacted in the sense before the analytics mechanism back in 2013 or 2020, 2014. Okay, we used to have a SQL server. In that SQL server, so we need to write a lot of long pages PLSQL, okay, in order to have one profile to be identified. Okay, for example, say if he is coming from the device ID, okay, what is the common device ID? I need to write a long PL SQL query in order to do that. Right now, right now with the advancement of the AI and then the CDP technologies that are there, so you can able to get these touch points and then the CX data journeys. Okay, all the journeys will be captured within that. So see this beautiful lady, she is coming into that, and so she is doing a lot of events, whatever the engagements or paid matrices. So up to here is one touch point, up to here is another touch point. Okay, so here up to here, okay, whenever I'm coming, so this lady is coming from the organic or refer traffic, whatever it is. Okay, previously in analytic mechanism, so it is the scope of the refer traffic only, because whatever the referral that is coming in, right? So either it is coming from the social media or either it is coming from that, and then the channelization will be next. Okay, either it is LinkedIn or x.com or something. Okay, so it is called as an referred. Okay, organic traffic and direct traffic. Okay, likewise, are you understanding my way of communication, or else anything that I need to take care of that?
Yeah, this fine.
Okay. So this organic traffic, okay, whenever she is coming into that, and then so he is doing something like an anonymous, okay, until that. So where it is like a data interactions, how the data interactions are capturing is that the anonymous activity will be taking, and then the anonymous profile will be created. Okay, you don't know who is she, and how she is doing, and then what is the kind of an activity that she is doing, and then it will be having a anonymous profile. Previously, if you have heard of the Google Analytics, okay, in Google Analytics, so there before the tag management GTM came into that. Okay, we don't have any kind of an website activity that is placing in. Okay, so analytics will give like sessions, storage, page duration, and how many sessions, website activity, known and unknown is not yet introduced. While I'm talking about the back in 2013, okay, not now. Okay, and then later on, so they came up with the GTM. Okay, that is the Google Tag Manager. Okay, you know the tag management. So when you are placing the tag, and then so it will capture the website activity. Okay, previously it is called as an hit, and then somebody has clicked on the call to action. Okay, this is the page session duration. Okay, this is the country geo. These are all basics that are coming in. So after the evaluation, so 2015 or 2016, you can able to get the activity by means of the GTM. Okay, I'm talking in the Google language. Okay, so and then so it has captured all these things, and then channelization came. Okay, next marketing activity came, and then the historical tracking came, and then entirely the data interactions are getting captured, and then storing it as a profile. Okay, and now that, okay, the website activity, whatever you are saying, right? What if a customer is registered before? Okay, why I'm talking in 2013. Okay, so in 2013, so whatever the SQL statements or SQL data, whatever the data that you have, like a Google Sheets or the customer data platforms like Salesforce or market is recent. Okay, at that time, so it is like in Salesforce or any kind of an CRM. Okay, it is called the customer relationship management. Okay, so until they give name, email ID, phone number, and then create a profile in CRM, until that, so we don't know who she is, and then there is no integration mechanism in between the CRM data to the website to the data journey that she is doing, and then from the data journey to the tag. Okay, there is no link. Okay, there is no relationship management. So there how the relationship database management, RDBMS, came. Okay, this RDBMS, what it does is, okay, it will create a relationships. Okay, by means of the PLSQL only, we will do lot of data warehouse, and then we will be having a lot of data activity, and then we will be doing that. I'm talking about the 2015 to 2016 journey. Okay, and then after 2016, so then 2018 or 2019 CDPs have been evolved. Okay, this CDPs, what they have been done is that they will be capturing all the data, and then it will automatically create by means of the UI. And so whatever the profile stitching happens, right, the stitching technology, so it will auto capture. And then known and anonymous came at 2016. Okay, known and anonymous came, and then so they will be stitching that known and anonymous, and then so they will be creating a cross device platform, like cross device, or by means of the attributes or the personal, whatever it may be, right? So I'm talking about analytics data came, and then the CRM data came, and then so the stitching came, and then the sources are it been integrated in the SQL, MySQL server, and then so we will be doing lot of RDBMS activities like RDBMS. So the from the data warehouse architect to data warehouse, so they will be writing lot of SQL commands in order to do that. I am also a part of that. Okay, so and then create a relationship like one on one, one to many, or something likewise. So now that it has been taken care by the CDP, okay, what it does is it will automatically create the known and anonymous, and then whatever the activity that are getting created, okay, it will be bucketed. Okay, it will be bucketed into the certain activities that we will be taking in, and then so it will be doing that. Okay, doing that, and then these all activities before the GTM or Adobe Analytics, and then the CDP came into the market evaluation by 2017. These all are coming into the picture, and then so it will be creating an event storage, profile storage, and then the data storage, and like an activity storage. Okay, these all will be maintained, and then it will be created in some kind of a data warehouse at that time. So data warehouse came into that platform, where you will be having a data warehouse team or who will be doing, and then so they will be stitching up this concept. And then after 2017 to 2018, so the CDPs has been evolved. Okay, so with the AI inducted, so the CDPs has been evolved, and then it will be automatically taking the event interaction data, and then the CRM data, and then so all the data interactions will be done, and then with the marketing insights or the marketing touch points, okay, it will automatically create a profile storage. Okay, profile storage is the new concept. And then the data lake came. Okay, in the data lake, so whenever you are injecting all the experience events or experience XDM, so back in 2019, okay, the experience XDM channelization came. This XDM channelization came into the CDP, and then they are building up a profile store of the data with the data lake that is already provided. And then in the data lake of the event, so it will have a data unification, which is termed as an CDP. And then all the outbound or whatever the interactions or whatever the marketing actions or analytical data, so you will be having a sources and destinations. So in the sources, so you will be stitching with that, and by means of the attributes, okay, by creating the schemas and then providing the ETL into that. Okay, that is extract, transform, and load operations. So you can able to get to a CDP, one hub. It is called as a one hub for all the data storage activity, analytical pre-processing mechanism, and then the post-processing mechanism, and all the data journeys will be taken, and then it is a kind of a unified profile storage block. Okay, unified storage block that you can able to take for the this thing. So this is the kind of a CDPs. And now that come to the question, okay, why Adobe RT CDP? Okay, then the other, there are a lot of segment IO or something likewise, right? Why Adobe? Why Adobe? Why I need to prefer Adobe? See, organization will have a complex requirement. Okay, so according to the prices and then the complex requirements, according to the business requirements and then the justification, these are the four quadrants that we can able to take, right? So based on the four quadrants, okay, that we have, the CDP has been evolving, and then Adobe has been predefining its customer events or customer listing, and so it is taking all this, and then they have created for each domain. So there are some kind of an use cases automatically delivered in the platform, okay, such that they no need to rely on the manual intervention, rather than the tool will be doing its job. So that's why Adobe CDP is the most efficient rated across in the market right now. And there are also a lot of startup companies who done for the segment.io or something like that. But Adobe has its own privilege, and then there are also backdrops, or um, there are also good for everything. There is a good and bad. Okay, Adobe CDP also have good, Adobe CDP has bad. Okay, when comparing, opt out the evaluation of the comparing good versus bad, okay, and then the comparison with the other, okay, I think Adobe, in my experience, it will stand around 80 percentage of the jobs will be done by the Adobe CDP only. So that's why Adobe is termed as best in the market, yeah, right now. Any doubts in regards to the CDP concept and how the historical evaluation, how the customer journey, why Adobe CDP, and what is the role of the CDPs in the market?
No, no, Pawan, no. Just a
Yes.
question, and there is a color coding you have given, right? The blue color and the gray color. Is there any specific reason you have given a different color coding?
No specific reason. Yeah,
Okay.
no specific reason. It's just for your. So this color coding one, anonymous profile two. Okay,
Mm.
until this, and then this one is a data silo. Okay, anonymous profile.
Oh.
Don't know about the
Mm.
anonymous profile. Okay, and then so the whatever the email they are getting, so channel based insights. Okay, until that, so you can able to get, okay, referral campaign. So whenever he or she is doing any kind of action, you will be getting. And then the CDP color coding, so green in the sense evaluation from 2017 or 18 likewise. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now, when a project comes, okay, when a project comes, so this is the complete understanding from my this thing. So what I have done, okay, while I am entered into the project scope and then implementing that. Okay, so here is the above. Okay, where you can able to get this. Okay, like what are the standardization that will be taken care by you. Okay, these are the things that you will be taking like in business users or business.
So, Pawan, I mean, on the top, there is a crop. I cannot see
Yes,
the
there is
full.
a crop. Okay, so
This
because
is
I have only
okay.
made it crop. Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
okay, fine, fine.
So
Okay.
this one, uh, like whatever the business cases or MVP, as a technical person, you will be taking this job responsibility. As a person who will be taking, so previously, okay, how I am talking about in 2018 or 2019, okay, and then how CDP has been evolved in that. So first of all, so they will be taking a business case, okay, and then driving the use cases and then identification whenever a person, and then a pilot ramp, and then the data governance and destination integrations. What are the integrations? And then MVP KPI tracking will be done, and then adding of the use cases. Previously, it will be done by your high level team. Orange coding is not your job. Okay, it is the documentation that will be provided to you. Okay, while doing that, if you are sitting at the high level, you need to do all this. Okay, okay, at the low level, like a technical architect or technical SME, so you will be taking all these things. Okay, like you will be taking alignment on the product capabilities, stakeholder alignment, infrastructure, IAS, PAS, and then the CRM, okay, whatever the channelization, and then the training, activation, workflows. You will be doing all this, and then basically it is different across the different industries or different across the different companies. But I have generalized this. I have generalized this. Okay, not only that, so there will be a lot of additions with respect to that, but as per my experience in this, so these are the major things that I have consolidated here. Okay, so you can able to take, so the business case will be provided by your high level team or MVP pilot plan, and then the destination integrations, whatever the use cases are. Okay, this is about the planning aspect, okay, that you can able to take it forward. Okay, now comes into the
So one question before the previous slide. So the previous slide, is it sequential, Pavan? Whatever the pointers, I mean the dot, right?
Hmm.
Starting with business case, then alignment of need to product capability, stakeholder alignment, and then you go to MVP, and then how is this like? Is it sequential, or do you have to read it separately? The orange boxes versus
No, no, no,
the
no, no. So it is like a parallel concept. Okay. So
okay
once
parallel.
the business case is completed, and then parallelly other team will be there, right? Okay, you are on not only the one that you will be, while I am setting up the COE setup. Okay, somebody has been working on the infrastructure access, and then the connectivity, Microsoft Azure environment, all these accesses. Okay, while I am doing the governance project, somebody is sitting on the CRM activity, and like it differs according to the industry to industry, and it differs according to the company, how that company is set up. Okay, we can't able to generalize. Okay, that is what I mentioned. So as per my experience, okay, that I have evaluated, might be there might be a lot of additions, okay, in this uh, right now, what I can able
Oh,
to say. Yeah.
understood, understood.
Okay, and next comes to the planning, which you will be doing the scope of execution, whatever you are doing. Now that you have understood this, okay, now coming into the last step. Okay, I'll be explaining you all this, okay? Real-time monitoring. These are key kinds of use cases that you can able to get it at the end of the schedule, okay? Like 10 projects I have told you, right? Okay. Any doubts in the point of execution and relating to the kind of an how you will be engineering the project, or else how the organization will be doing, and then the need and essence in this thing. Yeah, any doubts?
No, no, Pawan, for now.
Okay. Okay, now I am coming into the last item. I'll take only 5 minutes of this. Okay, bias than the skill assessment. Okay, so this is one of the concept. Okay, where I have find out. Okay, the focus. Okay, the focus. How you have to focus your career. You can align as per your need, or as per your salary range, or whatever it might be. These are the common tech skills. I have taken around 10 to 20 job descriptions on Naukri.com and US, UK, and all this. And then I have taken 10 to 20, 10 exactly. Okay. And then like technical SME, or what we call RTCDP developer or something. And then I have designed this like in what the expectation for the industry is, and what are the concepts that you will be taking it, and then how that can be taken into that, right? So while I have also attended a lot of interviews, right? Okay, so while on the job search. Okay, so I have evaluated out of my experience, that I have evaluated these are the kinds of tech skills, majorly like 20 to 30 are there. Okay, so you can go through that whenever you have time. So the first tech skill, I will take only 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can pass me anywhere. Okay, like the tech skill is like what is the level that they are expecting on that onboarding or digital media campaigns, and then these are the kinds of concepts that you will be taking. Okay, in this sessions. Okay, and knowledge on the client advertisement concept, and then you will be understanding all the client advertisement. And then in the industrial standard, the scenario of typical, and then this weightage is biased on all the pointers that I have been evaluated versus the industrial experience along with what the interviewers are asking. Okay, so I have weighted these pointers biased on that, and you can able to relate with your interviewer experiences or something likewise, which you can able to do take it forward. Okay, and gather documentation. So a lot of people are asking about the documentation and this then the customized solution for technical tag implementation or something likewise. There are some web-based ticket right now. Some projects are coming from web-based ticket to the RTCDP implementation or CDP implementation. So you will get this, okay? Scenario based, how event-driven data layer (EDDL) will be adapted in RTCDP. How what is the migration procedure? Likewise, okay. So likewise, the code and assist, okay, proficiency that they are expecting is 3, and support client developers, okay, these are expecting in the and so advise on the key stakeholder. So this is the major thing. So the lot of scenario based questions are being asked on this, and then the competency is 3, and then the proficiency is 4. Produce the client resources, and then so the scenario base will be provided. So these are the kinds of a this thing, and then so these are all the ad hoc, okay, where I can able to see, and I didn't about the reason why I have not mentioned is that these are also a part of your job, or these are all need to be evaluated, and then this course will cover all these kinds of an implementation. Okay, so this is how it is. Yeah. Any doubts in this?
So you're given provision 4 and uh, provision 4. I don't see any provision 3, 2, 1. So,
So in this, that's what. While my interview experiences, I didn't face this. Okay,
okay, okay,
I didn't face this. That's why I am not a right person to judge.
okay.
Okay, it is of your this thing on that pointer. Maybe my interviews are not been asked
The
or something.
profession 4 is the highest, right? You
Yes,
have to be hands-on or have the knowledge, right?
yes. Proficiency
And
for
competent, you have classified competent 1, competent 2, 3, and 4, right?
yes.
And 4 being the highest, correct?
Four being the highest. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Maybe these are some of the things like manually or DSPs. I maybe like these are not being evaluated for me in the interview. Okay, but I think these are also like scenario based questions will be provided, right? So tell me about your project. Okay, tell me about your project where you have dealt with the partners, data integration, what kind of an integration that you have done. Okay, so majorly it will be also covered when you are working with that. So, but I have evaluated according to my interview experiences, and then I have projected as a matter of factual statement. Okay.
Okay, understood. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now that you have understood the CDP, and now that you have understood a little bit about this thing, so are there any questions before moving into the practical adjustment? And there will not be any theory from moving forward. This workbook will be provided to you as a LLM. Okay, so you can able to type in and then research, and then so you can able to do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now the steps for getting the CDP is like, so whenever you are coming into the CDP, okay, the value realization comes into that. Okay, value realization in the sense like, okay, why an organization will come into the CDP, right? So I will be showing you one requirement, on that requirement practically how you can able to do it in the CDP. That I will be showing you. See, now I will be explaining you end to end, okay, how I have been done for one of the client, okay, and so what is that? So we have done, okay, what my key responsibilities are, and how I will be showing you in the platform, okay, of CDP, okay, of our RT CDP. And I will not go more in depth about the theory. Theory you can able to research on the internet or something likewise. I want to talk only about the practical, because this is only on the practical scenario, okay. So this is not a theory, okay. Yeah. One second. This Hasper platform is one of the platforms where you can able to have a kind of an a, what we call it, just like an scribbling of the data, okay, where you can able to have uh, independent independent for pensioners across the US. Okay, so this is a kind of a data platform. Okay, where you can able to have like right now, so you can see right assistants, right, data migration assistants. So on the top of the Hasper platform, so we have introduced Adobe RT CDP. Okay, like the external LM, how the external LLMs are doing, and then where is the data, and then how the data GTP is coming, and then how that explainers are coming, and then multi-liner platforms are coming into that, and then how the user interaction is, that what events are coming into that. Okay, so it is like I have implemented from end to end, so that's why I will be showing you more in depth about that, and then I'll be explaining you about how that is done entirely by using the RTCDP, by creating the sandbox right now only. Okay, and I will be giving you one retail project access, and then so you can able to do it, right. Okay, so here my roles are high volume, high performance data processing, and then the system architecture and deployment, and customer driven, and then the quality and on marketing and technology trends. Okay, so by means of the data processing unit, okay, that we have set up in RTCDP, okay, like the schema evaluation, starting from the schema evaluation, and then implementing the customer trends, and then implementing the data warehouse, sorry, implementing the data lake, and entirely so the data sets starting with the schema evaluation to the activation parameter. So I'll be showing you right now. So this one, I'm not going to provide you the platform access for Hasper, okay, I'm just taking an example or the use cases that I have solved, and then I'll be solving in this RTCDP alone. So is the expectations clear on this, or any mismatch in the expectation?
No, I have a question on this Hasper platform, the website you have shown, right? So here, the objective is to implement CDP for Hasper platform, or I'm not getting
No,
it.
it is the project that I have done. Okay, going
Okay, you
to
have
share
done.
my
Okay,
experience. Okay, it is not that. So I don't have like implementation of the whole thing. So basically, the training data sets will be provided, and the entire thing will be provided. Okay, you need to you need to assume that you are working on the Hasper platform. Okay,
okay, okay.
nothing likewise. Okay, so while working for them as a client, I have implemented, that is what I am mentioning so for today's agenda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See, now coming into this platform, okay, so all the ML ops, okay, so for example, say like triple data. See, whenever, okay, this insurance, this is like a agentic for the insurance platforms, okay. So whenever a platform, okay, now you have understood, before you come into the use case methodology, you need to understand Now I will be explaining before coming into the schema. You need to understand the user parameter and then the business expectation. Okay. Now you can able to go into that and then you can able to implement that. So that's very easy. Okay. Before coming into that, okay, here the business requirement says, okay, here the business requirement says, okay, I want to implement the RTCDP into that. Okay, please come out with a kind of a plan or approach. Okay, when you are coming into a plan of approach, the first identical system is where is the data. Okay, where is the data? What is the data structure of the data? Right, so they might be storing in some Azure platform or blob server or whatever it is. Okay, you will be introducing in the sources. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, these are the common parameters that you need to think before you go into the tool. Okay, so where is the data? Okay, what is the data that they are handling? What is the type of the data they are handling? Okay, what is the schema that they are expecting? What is the ETL that they need to have? Okay, I will be showing you the ETL also. Okay, what is the ETL that they need to expect? Okay, what is the kind of an intervention? So practical objection in terms of what the implementation is, right? So you can able to implement. And what is that? So the customer efficiency. Okay, what is that the customers that they are handling, whether they are on B2C or B2B or B2P. Okay, so B2B, B2C is a business to customer that you know. B2C is something like um, B2B is something like business to business. Okay, where it handles all this. Artisan we can able to implement that. What is B2P? Okay, business to person. Okay, business to person. So this works on the B2B model. Okay, where Adobe RTCDP has whatever the business that you are doing. So you are providing the for the person, so you are providing a business. Okay, so that is called the newest concept that is introduced by RTCDP, that is called B2P. You can search for B2P, what is B2P, and then the evaluation of the B2P, right? So business to person. Okay, this is whole implementation of the business to person. So where this takes the customer data, builds up an agentic AI on that, on top of the LLM or the ML ops that is, and then it will drive out the mechanism, the personalization for the incidents for him by the company that they are been partnering it and they are doing it. Okay, that they are subscribing. For example, say you have an health insurance, right? For you, which is the best health insurance that you can able to build, and then the personalization use case. And for the personalization, so which one is the better option for you, which is the best comparison that you need to evaluate. For that, this tribal data is the backend mechanism, so where it can able to provide you personalization and insights by means of the data driven LLMs. This is all about the business case history. So, and how that can be evaluated. Any doubts on this business case history? Next, coming into the practical implementation.
No.
Yeah, okay. See, uh, this is the Adobe Experience platform. What it does is it's a tool for the real-time CDP injection, and you can able to do it. Okay, so all the kinds of an implementation, right? So the steps for doing that is, okay, so whatever you are doing, right, so you can have in the prod sandbox. Okay, whatever you are doing, and then so I will be providing you that. So today it is like a business requirement where you can able to do it. Okay, whatever you are doing, right, so the first step is the identity, is the identical approach. Okay, the first step is to identify the data where your data is residing. Okay, for that you need to know the sources of the data where your data is residing. Okay, so either it is residing in the customer orientation, or either it is residing in some kind of a this thing. So basically what it does is the connection module will do all kinds of a connection. It will have an OOTP connectors. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, it will have an OOTP connector, that is out of the box connector. Previously, if you want to have any kind of an this thing, so you need to have an open key or authentication or the bearer token, API call, tokenization system, okay, bank server system. So right now it has been provided with a kind of a plugin or a catalog where it contains the OTP connectors. You can directly connect it by means of the mechanism. Yeah, by means of the mechanism, right? Introduction to RTCDP is completed, and then so you can able to have a benefits and then the outcome that is there. Now it is the time for us to have a practical exposure, and then so it will be having completely, it will be hands-on. Okay. So now the business experience says my source is sitting, means like they will be coming up with kind of a SQL queries or something likewise that they are doing, and then that these are the kinds of a business evaluation or these are the kinds of a parameters. Okay. Now when they are doing any kind of a sources, right? So when they are doing any kind of a sources, okay, you need to understand where the source is residing, what is the data practice that they are practicing, what is the data objects that they are handling, right? What is the data objects that they are handling. Okay, let me show you a sample data, okay, such that you will be understanding the requirement. Okay, this is the sample product, okay, so that I am just providing you. Okay, these are the kinds of a sample data. Okay, so these are common. Okay, order ID, customer ID, what is the product name, and then the product category, and then the quantity. These are relating to the customer product data. Okay, let me show you another kind of a data on the customer data. See this, the customer ID, okay, whatever the lender, okay, whatever the phone number. So these are coming into the schema evaluation, that is a XTM, okay, personal event. Okay, don't worry about that. So what is it? These are all the sample data only. Okay, it is not a client data or something. Okay, I have built it by means of just typing it, or else just the creation of the random IDs, random this thing. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so these are the kinds of a data that you can able to see, okay, when you are having any kind of an these things like customer data in the CRM. Okay, so mainly Adobe Adobe way of function is it will be working on the RESTful API. Okay, think as an approach of the RESTful API. So what this RESTful API does is, okay, whatever the data that is happening across the different sources, okay, whatever the data that you are having in the different sources, okay, it will inject and then form a kind of a common layer. Okay, whatever the means like, so you have a CRM, Google Docs, okay, a lot of data is there. In the Google BigQuery you have Amazon S3, big what we call Microsoft Blob Server, okay, there are lot of cloud SFDC, and then it will all combine and then put up a raw data, okay, by means of the data flows, which you will be having a data prep. Okay, which you will be doing the data prep. Is my communication effective, or else anything that you are not understanding here? Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. So what happens in the sense, okay, these sources will form into a RESTful API. So everything is an API, okay, as like in AI, so it is a wrapper, okay. In CDP, it is called an API. So what it does is, even the catalog, whatever the OTP connectors are, it will connect to an API. Okay, API integration. Okay, previously, if you have to do the API integration, you need to write the curl command and then you need to do. So by means of the thanks to the OTP connectors, that we don't want to write any kind of an OTP connectors or data dog request or something likewise. Okay, so we can able to do it. by means of the sources. Just go into the sources. What are the sources? You need to identify the sources before the customer. What are the kinds of sources that you will be doing, and then what is the gauge of that, what is the data structure that they are following. Okay, and so you can go to the catalog. Okay, and then see this number of OTP connectors are there. Okay, from where the data is coming into. Okay, from where the data is coming into, and what is the integration that you need to follow. Okay, what is the integration that you need to follow. Basically this course covers Adobe Analytics. Okay, and Adobe data collection, that is launch. Okay, and Adobe Audience Manager, and the Google and Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, so and then I will be explaining about each one, and then implementation entirely. In the data governance, you will be handling up of a data integration like a one trust integration management. Okay, and and all other related like a Viva CRM. So I will not be telling you. Okay, so
We
I will
have one trust as well.
yeah, one trust as well. Yes, one trust
Oh,
integration can be told. How to integrate it can be told, but one trust is very costly, so I cannot afford it. Okay,
no,
so
no.
I will give you the documentation. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Adobe Analytics and Audience Manager, and then these all will be provided to you. Not the platform access, only the integration, how to integrate, set up the data flow, or how to do the account management. Entirely, it will be provided to you. Okay, no problem on that. Okay, the login ID, like the keys are being provided. You can able to do, like for example, say if you want to do that as a add a new source. Okay, or you can able to send it to this new source, or whatever the data flows are there. The data flows will be deleted automatically by the team. Okay, not me. Okay, so you can able to have a practical approach. Okay, this is not a real-time sandbox. Have a practical approach. Okay, before you move on. Okay, yeah. Let me create a sandbox. Let me give you a sandbox, which one you need to work on. Yeah, you can take this AEP Foundation Developer Bootcamp VA7. You can take this. Whatever the available sandbox. Okay.
But I don't have access yet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just note it down. Okay. I'll give you the user ID and password uh, later on. Okay. Yeah. You can take this AEP Foundation Developer Bootcamp VA7. Okay. Just note it down. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So now that okay, what is the first step? Oh, you need to know what is the sources. Okay. Now that okay, the what is the second step in CDP? Come to the data management. What is a data management in AEP is something like okay, so data management. So how the RTCDP will be, or how the CDP, how the Adobe will be handling its data. That means that think it as a pipe. Okay, you have a water, okay, in your tank, and then in your bathroom you are opening a tap. Okay, whatever the data from the tank, it will not flow. Whatever the 100 liters are there, so it will not flow directly to your bucket, right? So it will have a flow of the data, whatever that flow is there, right? Okay, that is called a data flow. Okay, once you set up a data flow, that means that you have installed the pipes, and then you have opened the tap in your bathroom or anywhere, okay, in your kitchen or something. That water, whatever that water is called the data. Okay, that flows in an identical fashion. Okay, that flows in an identical fashion. That is the upstream data, and then you are downstreaming the data. You are downstreaming the data into your bathroom or in your kitchen. Okay, so you are just taking that data, and then that data should be identical. Okay, that data should be identical. There how the data warehouse concept will come. That is called the extract, transform, and load. That is the ETL. That is extract, transform, and load. Okay. So wherein AEP handles its own. Okay. There are a lot of companies, B2B companies, they will be using Airflow or any kind of a mechanism or somebody will be using in order to transform the data before it comes to that, just to make use of reduce the cost of the AEP. So they will be handling the data mechanism ETL outside the AEP. Okay, you are understanding?
I have a question here. That's a good
Yeah,
point, Pawan.
I'll give room for
So,
questions once after.
so okay, fine, fine. Please do that.
Okay, please note down the question because I am in a flow. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
no
fine.
problem. Okay. So once after the ETL is completed, so you can able to transform and load the operations, and then you need to create a schema. What is a schema here? Okay, schema is a structural intervention of the data. What should be flown into that, and then you need to have a flow of the data into that in a parameterize. And once you set up the data flow in the sources, okay, the flow will be starting. Okay, and once the flow is started, so it will be checking for what is needed aspect in the schema versus whatever the aspect that is in the flow of the data in the data flow, and then it will take out the data as it is with respect to that, and then transform the data into the customer parameter, and then it will auto inject the data, create a stitching mechanism. So while here, so there are a lot of things that will be going in the parameter. Once I come into that technical evaluations, I will be letting you know. Okay, now right now in the data management, so schemas are a part of the system, so where it takes all the structural precedence of the data, whatever the data that is flowing into various system, it will be stitching the data. Okay, and then you it will be automatically creating the data, and then it will be automatically storing the data. It will take the identical approach of the data and then create into a bucket. Okay, means like, so it is a kind of a skeleton. Okay, as like your body. Okay, how it functions, right? So it is like a body. Okay, a skeleton in your body which structures and then formats the system. Okay, and what happens once after the schema evaluation is completed in the data management, it will come to the data set, all the profiles, whatever you are doing, right? It will come to the data lake. It will, so you will be creating the schemas by means of the schema. Whatever the data that you are structurally taken, so it will be coming into the data sets. Okay, that is the theoretical assumptions before we move into the practical. So I have a room for your questions. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the question I have is you talked about the Airflow, right? So it's a data orchestration tool
Mm.
to avoid the AEP cost. Sometimes people use Airflow outside of
Yeah.
AEP, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, is there how do we connect the Airflow to AEP? Let's
Uh,
say
See, how do we connect? So that is the secondary. I can provide you the documentation. You can go through it. Okay, as
okay,
soon as
okay.
after this session. This is out of the scope right now. Just I
Yeah, I
am.
mean, that's okay. I completely understand. Just have a question, but if you have any reference material, please do share it.
Yeah, I can share you that once after you come back, right? So I can share you that. I'm also completely new. Okay, just structuring this and then formation. Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay. Fine, that's okay. I mean, that's
See here. Okay, so here you have a category of the applications. Okay, now seeing at the UI of the Adobe, you must have understood some kind of a thing that it works on the RTCDP. Okay, how that is working. Okay, and how that evaluation is coming. Okay, entirely you will be seeing into the RTCDP as an whole. Okay, the first step is you need to understand the business requirement. Second, structure the data frame or structure the data. Okay. Third step is the data injection. And now coming into the tool. So what are your these things? So there are four-step process. You need to inject that comes into the data injection platform. Okay. Next, you need to model the data structures. Okay. Next, build the audience, send the data to the destination. These four are the major identicals for the entire journey of AEP. Okay, at a high level. Low level, it is like so the profiles will be created, and according to that, the identities will be created. and all the identities will be capturing all the streamline of the data, and then for that entire namespace will be provided, and then basically it will be unifying the data. Basically, it is unifying the data across the experience events that are coming. So what are experience events? That means that you are doing some kind of an actionable items on a website, or some kind of a form fields or something, and then you are doing the cross devices, whatever the data that is there, right? It will stitch and then tell the business user or person that, okay, there is one profile, there is only one profile, okay, for this user. In analytical mechanism there are many sessions for this profile. Here there is one profile with many sessions on multiple devices, multiple data sets, whether he is a customer or whether he is an identical customer, whether he is a prospect. Complete life cycle can be happening in one profile mechanism. In terms of the analytical mechanism, so it is like one profile, okay, wherein it has completed lot of events data is called the event data customer. For example, say he has done the sales interaction, he is called the sales interaction customer or sales interaction profile. Okay, here it is not likewise. Okay, there will be one profile that will be automatically injected, and then with the kind of an experience that we have, so it will automatically stitch and tell that this profile with lot of attributes and events and then the identities. Okay, so this profile can able to follow that. So in general terms, for example, say you are going to a company, okay, right? I'll tell in the general sense, okay, way of functioning. Okay, if you are going to a company, okay, you might be employee, or else you might be guest visitor, or else you might be you might be a client, you might be the thing. Okay, these are the kinds of relationship mappings, right? For this for you, okay, when you are, so you have done your education, college and then the degree, whatever the education background is. Okay, if you are in your college, you are called as a student, college student. Okay, if you are in a company as an employee, you are called as a company employee. Okay, if you are a client, you are called as a company client. Okay, likewise these all data will be stitched together, all the identities. Okay, here wherever you go, so you, it is called as an personal identity for you. Okay, if you are a college student, if you are in college, you are a college student. These are the identities. These identities are connected to wherever the scenario or situation that you are in, if you are in college or employee, and what is the relationship between that. So these all will be forming or under that, and then so you will be getting into that, and then you will be following that as a profile. These all profile attributes will be stitched to a profile in RTCDP, and then so it will follow a structure, okay, by means of the schema, and then it will be modeling the data structures. Whatever the data structure is, like your name should be int or string. Okay, likewise, okay, it will model the data structures in the AEP, and then builds a profile. For example, say Mahesh, he is a client for this company, he is doing that this thing, and then whatever the status is. Okay, whether you are a college student dropout or something, so whatever the status is realized, whatever it comes later. Okay, so all this will be forming into that, and then injected data into platform, and it will be modeling the data structures, and then follow the unification. Okay, now that you have to understand, so where, what is the level of the stage that you will be following. Okay, the stage one is you will be understanding the connections. Stage 2 is you will be having a data management. Stage 3 is you will have a data collection attribute. Okay, you will be collecting the data once after the schemas have been, the skeleton is prepared. And so stage 4, okay, stage 4 is you will be creating, sorry, you will be building the audience. Okay, what are audience are the prospectors, bias and the identical. For example, say in your college, okay, there are girls and boys, right? Okay, college students are termed as girls or boys, whether you are a whether you are a sex is male or female. Okay, it will come as an attribute It will come as an profile identity attributes. According to that, so what are the use cases, right? Whatever the use cases, you will be having a identical experience. For example, say you are going into a store of Walmart or any other Flipkart store. Okay, here you are searching for traditional wear. Okay, in the traditional wear, so you are searching for a category menswear. Okay, like that, lot of audience will be there, like who are interested in menswear. So they follow a custom behavior. Okay, they follow a customer behavior or customer experience. So they all form under the set of these things by means of that audience. Okay, next segmentation will come. Okay, I'll tell you whenever it comes into the audience segmentation. And then what are the identities are there, so you will be taking into the audience and then building up of an custom audience in terms of the RTCDP. So that is what in the customer module. So stage 4 is customer, building up of an audience. And then stage 5 is whatever the profile that you are injecting, right? So it will follow a unification pattern. So how that unification will be happening in the sense by means of the data sets that you have provided, right? So in the data sets, okay, it will follow a common schema attribute like a union schema, like whatever the experience event or whatever the file that you are creating, right? So it will follow a union schema. That means that it will unify. Now that you will understand where is the stage of the unification occurs, here is the stage of the unification occurs. Okay, where is the stage of unification, that is step 6. Okay, the step 6 occurs here. What are the data that you are injecting? Okay, it will not auto do it. Okay, you need to have the schema and then you need to do it, and then you need to have an audience, and then so you need to do add data set to the profile, then automatically your data sets will be doing that uh, profile data, and then profile data will be auto merged, and then creation of the unions will be happening. Whatever the other aspects like in depth you will be coming into it later. This is all about the high level heuristic view. Next, later on, so you need to know, right? So how to build a dashboard. Okay, so you will be building based on the audience or the workflow that you are doing, and then doing that for all this. Okay, and the step 8 is the privacy module where you will be doing all kinds of a data governance audits or something likewise, and then create a policies. Okay, and the step 9 is in order to analysis, so you will be doing the data science. I will be telling you about one or two models that you can able to do along with the code. Okay, and so this decision management previously we have, okay, offers and activations. Okay, whenever the AJO not been introduced, okay, this decision management came into the picture, that okay, offers and activation, this will be rolled out in the AJO. Okay, how to have a decision, because it will be more of a journeys, right? So I'll be telling you in the AJO. Okay, and then so whatever the data stream is, I will tell you one data stream. Okay, and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, procedural, and then so you can able to do it. This is the high level view, and then of all the entire thing that you have to, like step 1 to step 8, this workflow is the back end. This workflow module is the back end, or it acts as an um, workflow mechanism, okay, for all the back end integrator. So here are all the front end. Okay, back end is like a workflows that will be happening in RTCDP by means of that, and you can able to get through it in terms of that. Now that you have the customers being created, okay, what are accounts? In B2B, accounts are called, like whenever you are doing the with the B2B data, it is called an account level profiles or account level audience. Okay, and what are prospects? Prospects are something like an audience who has done the anonymous visits. Okay, who has done the anonymous visits. Now that you have understood the entire structure, yeah, room for questions, please.
Yes, Pavan.
Yeah. Okay. Any doubts or any expectation regarding this module on the high level?
Mm, I think good for now. If any questions, I can
Yeah, okay, no
shoot.
problem. One second. Okay, 1 second, please. See here. Okay, so whenever whenever you are injecting, okay, a data from various sources, okay, as I mentioned, right, so this is the kind of a crm data that you will be handling. Okay, this files will be also uploaded. You can able to take that whatever it is. Okay, you can name it as your source or your file, whatever it might be. Okay, whenever a file is getting injected into any kind of a system, okay, you will have the CRM ID, first name and gender, whatever it might be, right? These are these are automatically generated, so these are not existing. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so a lot of data that is getting into the capturing mechanism. Okay, whatever the data that you are creating, right? So it will have, if it is a crm, so that is called a data. Okay, and then this data will be having some kind of an data. Okay, whether it is a string or integer like email. Okay, email for email. Okay, so previously before the namespace arrived as an email, okay, in sql command it is called as a string. You are relating to my point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and postal code, okay, integer or number. Okay, in RTCDP there is nothing like integer. Okay, we have number. Okay, whether it is a number or string. Okay, and there is no character. And then the loyalty ID is also a string. Okay, and then this is the date. Okay, in RTCDP you will be following the date. Okay, in previous mechanisms, okay, it will be called as a number. Okay, it will be called as a date or something likewise. Some advanced relationship mappings in 2013 has date as a functionality, but when I am using, so I will be declaring it as a number. Okay, and home latitude, so here in RTCDB it is called geo, and in crm system it is called latitude or longitude or something likewise. Okay, so geo coordinates, we will call it as a geo coordinates. Okay, and whatever the mobile phone, so mobile phone is phone number in RTCDP. Okay, in in crm system it is like a phone number or something likewise. Okay, now that you have understood, so the way of the data and how to understand the data in a fusible node. Okay, so any room for questions here?
No, I mean, this is good for me. I think I know the data types and
Okay,
string.
now now think as I mentioned, right, this rebel data. Okay, what is my way of interpretation, and then how I'll be implementing. First of all, once after the requirements is done, so I will be seeing so from where the data is coming, so from which platform the data is coming. Okay, so it is from the Gen AI platform. What are the data that is there? So I'll be thinking of the API call. Okay, I'll be thinking of first API call. Okay, whether we have the OOTP connector here in the sources. Okay, if there is no OOTP connector, okay, directly I don't have the OTP connector, whether they have hosted in something or something likewise. What I will do, okay, I'll be thinking of the API call. Okay, I'll be thinking of API call. How to do the API call? Okay, so either there. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so this API, okay, what are the API? There are two levels of streaming. What are the levels of the streaming? Batch level streaming, and second is, go ahead. What is two ways of streaming? Whenever you are dealing with the data, the streaming data, okay, there are two levels of the data. One is batch streaming, and second is the second streaming method.
I don't know.
Okay, there are two ways of streaming. Okay, so whenever you are doing right, so when you are doing, so this is the streaming data. Okay, streaming data in the sense real time streaming data. Okay, we will be connecting the data to this real time streaming. What is streaming data in the sense? Okay, think as a YouTube as a streaming platform. Okay, it is a video sharing and video streaming company or video streaming. What it happens in the sense from the source data to the destination, the stream of the data will happen in the real time. Okay, means like there will be a minor difference of seconds gap, but what are the hosting? Okay, your video will be hosted on somewhere, right? So from that server to the server to client, okay, it follows a kind of an real time injection. That means that all the pipelines will be set in the real time fashion. Okay, what are the pipeline is, what are the ETL is that you have set up, right? So it will be in a real time fashion. Okay, that is called the streaming injection. Okay, next is the batch injection. Batch injection is something like an you will be doing uploading by means of the batches, like an Excel files or CSV or TSV files, whatever it might be. You will be having some set of the data at the regular intervals. You will be uploading into the um, batch of that is called the batch based injection. Okay, real time based injection is something like whenever a customer enters into the form, okay, and then it automatically by means of the API call, so it will automatically inject into the platform, okay, between the sources and destination. Okay, I'm telling in the general words. Okay, so meanwhile, so I'll come back whenever the data injection is there, so I'll tell you the technical term. Okay, so here I will be telling you about the sources, and then I will be setting up of an HTTP API connection. Okay, and I will be,
There, Pavan, there are two types of ingestion. One is the batch and other is the streaming, right?
yes, yes.
But your question was like there are two types of streaming ingestion. I was
Oh, sorry, yeah, injection. Sorry, data injection mechanisms are two. Okay, one is the
then
C.
I could have explained it. It's a one
Okay,
is
no
batch
problem.
and other is a streaming. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, no problem. So whenever you are connecting to any of the API account, okay, you need to have an API key of that other uh, streaming streaming connection. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are connecting to any of the streaming injection, so you need to have an API key. So I need to have an API key for this as per the NAI. Okay, as I am not working, so I will be creating a fake API key in order to show you that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just for the practical purpose. Okay,
But if okay, please continue. I have a question later.
yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm just showing you. Okay, in order to have this thing. Okay. So whenever you are doing right, so fake API key, like this is the fake one. Okay, this has nothing to do with that. Okay, so when I am connecting to any platform, okay, I need a platform key. Okay, and then the source. Okay, from where the source is. Okay, and I want to generate the key. So just I want to make you available. So you need to ask the developers who is or the client to generate the API key, or else if you want like if it is hosted on Microsoft Azure platform, okay, so the team will be providing an API key. Okay, there are a lot of things like what is an API key, what is a bearer token. So don't worry about that. So entirely it will be covered. So just as a matter of this thing, how to connect, I am just showing you that. Okay, so this is the fake API key, okay, that I am using, okay, for the product. Whatever the product is, okay. Don't worry about the product, okay. So think it as this Gen AI platform only, okay. So and click on continue. Whatever it is, right? So you can able to get to it, whatever it is, something likewise, okay. Okay, so you whatever the sorry, one minute. Whatever the platform is, okay, you will have an API. 1 minute, sorry. My screen is hung. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So just give me 1 minute. So you will have a source data, okay? So source will have an endpoint, okay? Source will have an endpoint from where the source point is there and endpoint will be there. You need to understand the which one is the source point, okay? For me, you need to have a source point as well as you need to have an endpoint from where the endpoint is what is the streaming connection that is coming into. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now room for questions till it opens up. Yeah.
I mean, you talked about source point, source endpoint, and destination endpoint.
Yeah. I'm talking about the source point when you are connecting into this source. It is called as a source point. Okay, source start point, or well, there are a lot of names. Okay, even I
Okay.
can start it as a start end point. Okay, so
Mhm.
if you talk about the destination, so that is the endpoint from where the source data should be sent it to the destination. Somebody will call it as a destination endpoint. Somebody will be calling as an endpoint. Uh,
Okay.
somebody will be
I mean,
called
source point and endpoint, that is okay, but
expired point.
so
Lot of
this source and endpoint will be referred only in the streaming data ingestion using HTTP API.
yes, yes, yes.
For
And
batch, we don't refer it, right? For batch
batch is
ingestion, we
something
don't.
like, so you will be having a batch injection where you will be creating the batch IDs. Okay, that's it.
But we don't have this concept applicable over there, right? The API endpoint concept or. terminology?
API endpoint, yes, in some of these cases it is there. It differs
Okay.
according to the level of the data that we are following, right? So, for
Okay.
example, say YouTube is there, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
Gmail, okay, for example, say daily. If I want to operate it daily, that batch
Oh, okay.
injection has to happen at the interval of daily, then the endpoints will be done, okay? If it is like an one time, I have an Excel file of the customer, I need to upload that. It is on one time, so there is no endpoint. Just you will have a batch injection, right? So it differs according to the situation, and it differs according to the company, and then who is the person that who is sitting on the implementation. It differs according to his brain. Yeah.
Okay.
But technically speaking, yes, streaming has streaming endpoint. Okay. Either some companies call it as a source, or some companies will call it as an A point. Okay. There are a lot of names to that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
It is this. So, 1 minute. Sorry. I don't know why what is happening. Okay. So, PKP, sorry, I forgot that. Either I can use this like a mock API or something likewise in order to show you. Okay. So, and another thing that I forgot to tell you is, okay, RESTful API you have understood, but how the data will be handling in this AEP, in the sense the CDP is JSON format. Okay. JSON format it will be. You don't need to be a coder of a JSON, but understand the mechanism how the platform operates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm creating a project for you. Okay. API key. Okay. And API key is like API endpoint is API project. Okay. Whatever it might be. Okay. I have created an API key for you. Okay. So this API key, what it does is this is the endpoint. Okay. API endpoint, or that we can call it as. Okay. So I can able to make use of it. Okay. And I can able to see, right? So what is the template that I need to do? Okay. So I want a name, email ID, phone number, whatever it might be, right? So faker.js, whatever it might be. Okay. So I need see what we call position. Okay. Let us create this only. Product. Okay. And um, product event, whatever the event is, insurance event. Okay. Plan, plan taken. Okay. Uh, what we call age. Hmm? Age next is organization. Okay. I'm just creating a fake type of a this thing. Okay, where you can able to have all these things. Okay. No. Okay, resource name I can give as um, table data. Okay, now I have hit on the create. Okay, what it does is, okay, you have an API endpoint. Okay, and then so this rebel data will have this thing, and then so you can able to get this endpoint. Okay, and whatever you are doing, right, so it will be taking at a JSON. Okay, what is an API call? Okay, API is something like, okay, you can able to get the connection done in between the two systems. Okay, so this one I will be copying it. Okay, and I will be pasting in this http API. Okay, I will be giving a scribble. Okay, people to effect data, and then so there is no authentication mechanism that I have. There is no bearer token that is there here. So I will be connecting, look, if there is any bearer token or something, so you need to enable that. Okay, so right now, so this is just a fake, so I don't have any bearer token or something likewise. Okay, what is a bearer token in the sense, like, so for this endpoint, whenever you are doing, right, so there will be an for example, say you are logging into internet banking. Okay, and then an OTP will come, right, so that acts as a secondary identification for you. Okay, and there will be an authentication when you are doing the authentication in between that user ID and password, and then your security question, not password, is something which is secured in between you and then the bank or the server in order to access the system. In the same way, when you are doing the API call, okay, you will be also getting that uh, into the mechanism, and you will be having any kind of an endpoint. Okay, so take this endpoint and implement that, connect to the sources. Okay, right now I am not dealing with the XDM compactable data. Okay, I will be connecting to the sources. Okay, once I click on the create connection, and then I will be uploading the data scheme. Okay, how that is getting into that, so I will be defining my own JSON format. I am downloading this customer data. What happens in the sense, like, that is a fake key, means like that is just like a data pipeline. You are just creating a pipeline, that's it. Okay, and here what happens in the sense, when you are creating into the connection or something like, okay, so you can see, right, POC demo. Okay, so you can see, right, so this customer data will be injected into the AEP platform, and then it will checks. Okay, so I will be taking the data. Are you understanding my point?
Yes, sort of. Let's see by the end of the session.
Yeah, okay.
So you're importing a data. Okay.
Yes. I'm basically importing a JSON file. Okay, so sample
Mm-hmm.
JSON file. That, okay, so this data will be there, and then it will create a sample schema. That means that the schema how that is being built. Okay, so entirely you can see, right, so, and then you will be creating a data flow. Okay, and you, if you want to create, like, there are no data sets in this. Okay, so I will be creating a new data set for this. What is the data set that you want to create? Okay, I'll be telling it as scribble data. Okay, and what is the schema that you have? Okay, is there any build schema that is there, or you want this schema, right? So right now I don't have any schema that is there. Okay, so what happens in the sense like whenever you are injecting the data, what data that you should inject the data, so you have to take that schema. Right now I'll be taking sample one. Okay, so initial profile I will be taking this. These are all AJO. Let us create, keep it aside. Okay, let us create one schema. I forgot this thing. So,
Pawan, I think I have a call in some time. So,
no, I will be finishing in another 5 minutes. It's okay.
okay, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
11:30 now.
completing in another 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so here you can able to take this streaming injection and you will be creating the schema. Either two ways that you can able to create, either you can able to upload the CSV file or you have to build manually. So right now as per the time, so I can able to tell you that I can able to create the profile by means of this. Okay, whatever it might be, on financial services it is, and I will be building up a profile. So whatever the data that I have, right, so I'll be uploading into that. Sorry, I have to take the CSV file. Yeah. So this one I will be taking, and where is download CSV. So in downloads, CRM data. Yeah. Um, CRM data. So, here it is. Customer profile. Okay. So I will be uploading the data, whatever that is, right? So click on next. Okay. Now that, so you will be creating the schema once after you review and edit, so it will be automatically creating the schema, right? So click on next. Okay, so what happens in the sense like, so this source field is there, whatever the source field that you have applied, right? So it will be creating the target field. Okay, and then it will automatically create the next. Okay, and then I will be uh, naming it as scribble data, just for your reference. Okay, so click on finish, the schema is created. Okay, now I'll go into that. Okay, you have the data, right? So it will automatically create that. Schemas will be coming later. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, you need to search for the schemas triple data. Select the data set, new data set, triple data, and you can select the schema. It is not coming. Okay, right now I'll take this. Yeah.
Check for existing data set and then now select the data set.
No,
Then
no, no, new data only.
okay.
Think okay, fine. Okay, triple data. Okay, and advanced search. I can use this advanced search, and yeah, triple data is there, and click on done. Okay. Oh, it has to be enabled for profile. Okay. Right now I'll be selecting this. Okay, AJO enable profile schema just to show you, but not it is not the best practice. Okay, just to show you that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once after that is done, so you will be mapping the data. Okay, there are a lot of mappings are not being done because of the data the lost. So I can able to take this customer feedback, average value, last name, right, entirely I have this, and then the target field. So you will be doing the data mapping here. Okay, so for example, the like I don't have the data preferred data mapping. So here you will be selecting the data mapping, and for example, say address I will take. Okay, and I will be taking the address here. You will be mapping the data. Okay. Customer journey mapping, engagement profile, engagement. Okay. And schema structure. So you will be mapping here. As of now, I am taking only one. Okay. Uh, like name. Okay. And then rest of these things I am deleting it. Okay. As per the time constraint, so I am doing this. Okay, I'll take only two things. Okay, and then I'll map it. Okay, now what happens in the sense when you are doing the API in the sources, right? So it will automatically create an API. Okay, that all the data, whichever that all that we have, right? So it will be automatically injected into that, and then so you can able to see the flow of the data that follows into our our data, what we call our data lake. Yeah,
So okay, let's complete and then
don't know why it is. And it should have identity fields like name, email ID. Likewise, also it should be there. But as of now, I will click on add new field. We will be able to age. It will age, age. Yeah. Any doubts? Yeah. Please go ahead.
no, sure, no Pavan. So I think I
Yeah.
found
So
myself
like this, you
more.
can able to create one OTP connector. I'm sorry, I'll prepare for the next class. Okay. So why this is not coming in? So all the data sets is there. So this is kind of a profiling. Okay. Whenever you are utilizing that, so what happens in the sense it will create a data flow. Okay. In the data flow, whatever you are doing, right? So once after the data flow is created, right? So if this flow runs, and then so it will automatically create the kind of an with the schemas that are available, so you can able to create a data sets. Okay, the data has to run either it is in the streaming or either in the data streaming. Now that so you have understood the introduction, and then so you have understood the sources, right? Data injection mechanism. So so that's all for
But
the
let's complete maybe next session on this
yeah,
one.
yeah. So that's all for today. Okay, so
Okay.
practical is pending out. No problem. So yeah, any doubts before we move out?
No, no doubts for now. I know I'm running out of time, so I didn't have time to think on those. Just under
Sure.
5 minutes for a call.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.